Shane, you began on Facebook less than a year ago.
Yes.
Facebook's first banking executive on the platform. And you now have one of the most engaged audiences of any business leader across industries globally. Given how conservative the banking industry is generally perceived, why did you decide to use Facebook as a leadership platform?
Well, it's a really good question, actually, and I didn't realize that what we were doing was so different at the time, and it's great to know that we're doing well by some measures. So the reason was a simple one. You know, our customers increasingly really think, when they think about banking and the services they get, they compare what is a good experience, not with other banks, but with their experience of their day-to-day lives, and that's through, a lot of it is through their mobile experiences. So that's how they live, that's how we need to connect with those people. And then, of course, secondly, we run a business across 34 markets. We have 50,000 people, and it's just really efficient. It's a great way to talk to our own people as well as to our customers. What I've found is I've learned a lot about what interests people and the things that they respond to. I literally take those as data points in terms of why do people think, why do certain things we talk about online excite people, anger people, what do they respond to? So I see it as a way of gathering lots of data. So I think it's enormously high return on what is a relatively small investment of my time. People seem genuinely interested in you as a person. Like, I can put all the corporate stuff, but like, I noticed that on Twitter, I was home, my wife and daughter were away, I was home on my own, I'd had a glass of wine, I put on the TV, big mistake was Top Gun, you know, and I ended up watching this whole movie again, and I tweeted something about, you know, home alone, glass of wine, watching Top Gun. The responses to that were unbelievable. Way more than anything I talk about banks or community, right? And not from people I knew, so from strangers. So those things surprised me. But I think it goes to the sense that there's a lack of authenticity in corporate life today, and people like the fact that you're sort of real. It goes to your point about the Spotify. You know, the fact that you know, I like that song too, you must be a real kind of person. So that stuff surprises me.
Yeah, like, you can't trust someone you don't know.
Yep.
And social media is an incredible medium for allowing people to get to know who you are in the full.
Yeah.
And across the board, whether it's a business leader or a scientist or another public figure I work with, those who can share some of their personality and what makes them tick have the most success. That authenticity is so important, and a CEO can seem so remote.
Yeah.
And anything that provides that sort of accessibility and relatability for the average person, I think we've found with other executives goes a long way. Do you think there'll come a time soon when it will be expected of business leaders that they have a social media presence?
I would have thought we were already there. I mean, I'm actually shocked by the fact that more executives don't have a social presence. I mean, how can well, I don't mean to dictate to others how they should run their jobs, but how can you not? It is the way people live today. You know, to me, it's no more special than saying it would be equally ludicrous for me to say I didn't have a mobile phone, or well, I just see it as a tool of life. And if you're not participating in that, how can you possibly understand your customer base and the community?
You mentioned the Royal Banking Commission earlier, and I find it remarkable that on the first day of the commission, you've kept a Facebook Live on your schedule. Did you have to overcome the objections of your general counsel? I mean, this seems like a big risk. You know, why?
Oh, I don't think it's a big risk. I actually think it goes to what I said before. Part of the reason we're having a Royal Commission is that people feel that banks have lost touch and don't listen. So we should listen. I mean, the answer to that is we should listen, we should be available, and that means being visible and being available to take questions and respond to community concerns. So I think it's totally congruent with having the Royal Commission.